In this section, we're going to take care of our very last container definition, the definition for our Nginx container. And remember, this is the container that's going to do some routing of incoming requests to either the client or the backend API server. So inside my Docker run aws.json file, I'll add a comma, we'll put in our last configuration object. So we're going to give this a name of Nginx. For our image, we'll make use of your Docker ID / multi-nginx like so. Now this time around, we're not going to add in a host name because no other service in everything that we have here needs to directly access Nginx. The host name is actually an optional field, and because nothing needs to kind of reach out to Nginx and get a handle on it, we are not required to add in a host name. Now you definitely can if you want to. So if you want to be 100% complete, we could add in a host name of Nginx or whatever you might want to do. But it's not strictly required in this case. Now that I think about it, the worker host name here is actually not required as well because nothing is actually reaching out to the worker as well. So you could probably get away with deleting that if you want to be a little bit adventurous, but I'm going to leave it in. Okay, so now we're going to add in our essential flag to the Nginx definition, and we're going to add in 2 additional flags on top of that as well. So we'll say essential is true. So like I said previously, at least one container must be marked as essential. If this container crashes for any reason, everything else, all these other containers, will be automatically shut down at the same time. And that definitely makes a lot of sense with our current architecture, because like we said just a moment ago, if the Nginx server crashes, well, that's pretty much it. Users cannot access the API, they can't access the client, and the worker can technically still run, but essentially this group of containers is now kind of dead, and we should shut everything down and try to fix it up at some point in the future. So that's why we are going to mark Nginx as essential true. Okay, now we're going to put in 2 other flags that we did not add into any of the previous ones. Very quickly, I want to open up the docker compose.yaml file. You'll recall that to expose traffic to our group of containers, we had opened up a port for the Nginx service right here. And so we had said that if you ever try to visit our group of containers at localhost 3050, that would map up to port 80 inside the container, because Nginx by default is going to listen on port 80. And so we need to do that exact same port mapping process inside of our Nginx server configuration right here as well. So we're going to